Good afternoon. Um, Azimut is doing gold and copper exploration at the scale of Quebec. We will briefly present key facts about Azimut, our flagship project, which is the Eleanor South property, located just south of the Eleanor mine owned by Goldcorp, and finally the outlook. Azimut has been founded 32 years ago. For a junior company, it's not still a junior, but we have, 32 years of existence. What is very different from Azimut? We have a very good share structure, 48.5 million shares outstanding. 42.7 million shares fully diluted. The stock has never been consolidated. And the tight held share structure means 62% of the shares owned by a few key shareholders, 5% for the insiders, 24% for the institutional funds in Quebec, and 33% for a few key large corporate and private shareholders, investors. The working capital is $1.9 million. Classically, prospect generators, as you know, work with partners' money. In our case, over the past 15 years, our partners have spent $61 million in work commitment on our properties. On our side, we spent 11.5, which means that the ratio partner funding compared to Azimut is 6-1, which is probably one of the best leverage among project generators. In 2018, the exploration budget will amount to $5.4 million, and 71% of it will be funded by the partners. Azimut's core business is very, very simple. We do big data analytics applied to mineral exploration to reduce the initial risk of exploration. For us, using in a proper way the big data bases available in Quebec is the best way to reduce the initial risk of exploration. And this is really our core business. Big data analytics to reduce the initial exploration risk. We believe this is a key leverage, not only for us in principle, but it should be the case for many, many exploration companies. We do it since 2003. This is the core business. This led us to form 30 partnership agreements over the past 15 years, including 3 strategic agreements with Rio Tinto, 2 with Goldcorp, 2 with IAMGOLD, 2 with Hecla Mining, and 1 strategic agreement with Soquem. And the global amount of these agreements represent $100 million Canadian over the past 15 years. This led to the discovery of more than 400 new mineral prospects at the scale of Quebec for different commodities in different geological contexts. And most of these discoveries have been made in unknown, previously unexplored regions. We are true greenfield explorer making discovery based on the big data analytics. Azimut is the holder of one of the largest exploration portfolio. We have 28 mineral properties covering about 3,500 square kilometers. As you know, Quebec is a large province, about 3 times the size of France, 1.6 million square kilometers. It's a very, very large piece of land, and most of it is still largely unexplored. what is making the difference is the very high quality database covering the province. And this is a true competitive advantage compared to other mining jurisdictions. In addition, as you know very well, Quebec is recognized as having one of the best jurisdictions in the world for mining business. This is the location of our properties, mostly in the James Bay region, and up north in far north Quebec, in a region that we call Nunavik. Our discoveries through time, three main regions of discoveries, and in fact each dot represent most of the time several mineralized zones. You have to consider the scale of this map. The first area of interest for us is James Bay region, especially around the Eleanor mine, within the Eleanor mining camp, and we will come back on this. The second place of great interest for us is northern Quebec in Nunavik, where we have identified a 300-kilometer long mineralized trend, which was previously unknown. Now it's largely recognized as being a new mineral province in Quebec, a gold, copper, bismuth, tungsten, tin province. If you know the Brazil context, is very comparable to the Carajás province. Finally, we made several significant discoveries in uranium in northeastern part of the province. Just one side on the Rex trend is certainly the largest and strongest copper footprint in copper at the scale of Quebec. It's very significant. This figure shows a copper distribution in lake bottom sediment. It's probably one of the largest single copper anomaly in at least in eastern Canada. And we control most of this area, and we made significant discoveries. This is one of our best target for the mid to long term. Now we are coming back on the further south in the Eleanor region, in the James Bay region. Eleanor South property is probably the most advanced property we have. We have as a partners Gold Corp on East Main. This property is located 10 kilometers south of the Eleanor mine, which is 8 million ounces gold mine. Very briefly, the context is very interesting. It's gold-bearing intrusion surrounded by metasediments. The intrusion itself is a large gold-bearing system, but the metasediments can be mineralized as well. And probably the Eleanor mine, which is mined by Gold Corp, is related to the presence of the tonalite intrusion itself as well. On the Eleanor South property, there is a discovery underway within a 4-kilometer by 600 meter wide gold-bearing corridor. We intersected a number of very attractive gold intersections, like 79.5 gram per ton over 5.8 meter, 3 gram per ton over 77 gram per ton meters. A number of gold intersection, and now the objective is to follow up on these intersections. We have currently a 7,000 meter of drilling program in progress, and mechanized trenching as well. In the central part of the figure of the slide, you will see the Eleanor mine. On south, the Eleanor South property, where we are making the discovery, actually. This is a part of the Eleanor South property. All the red dots are gold intercept above 1 gram per ton. Currently, we have a 2-kilometer long mineralized zone defined by a 600 meter to 700 meter wide zone. It is open further west and up north. There are many drill targets that we are following up right now. This is an example of the mineralized system. This gold vein is hosted in the tonalite related to arsenoporite, but essentially we have free gold, and this is quite interesting preliminary test. Shows that we may have a good recovery just by grinding and gravity recovery. The outlook for Azimut is quite simple. We are advancing our key properties. First, the Eleanor South property, where there is a discovery underway. We have also a strategic alliance with Soquem, where we are in the process of generating a royalty portfolio at no cost. We operate on behalf of Soquem. Soquem is a Quebec's armed company for the government, and we operate on behalf of Soquem a number of properties, and at the end of the day we will retain a 2% royalty at no cost for us. We have also recently acquired the Elmer property, which is a polymetallic property, which has been compared by the past by previous explorers, namely Barrick, to the Hemlo camp. We do a lot of work in big data analytics, and we have proven that this technical approach works very well for us, and we will collaborate with new partners to offer this as a service. Finally, Azimut represents a high leverage, low risk strategy. The money spent by the partners is 6-to-1, and it's very good for us because this avoids a shared dilution through time. Thank you.